good afternoon. This evening I'm going to try for you guys Hudson Baby Bourbon Whiskey. Oh, the cork came off. This is my second bottle of this. And the first one, if you've ever been on my Instagram account, when I was in Colorado, I took a bottle of this. And it was about a third of it left, and the dang lid came off in my map case. And my maps now currently smell like Hudson's Baby Bourbon Whiskey, and they smell good. Anyway, I intended to do a review with it up there, and that kind of backfired a little bit. So I got home, I bought me another one, because I like it. It's a different kind of bourbon. It's good. Hudson does some things that's different, that's really unique, and it's really an interesting bourbon. This is a 375. I get the 375s for like $23, I think it is, versus the 750s are almost always $50 or more. So I don't know why the disparity in the price is cheaper for the 375s, but I take advantage of that. This bourbon in this bottle is some of the first legal pot distilled whiskey to be produced in New York's Hudson Valley since Prohibition. Made with 100% New York State corn, it is double distilled and aged in small American oak casks. Our baby bourbon owes its rich color, bright character to our unique aging process. Bottled without chill or charcoal filtering for full flavor. It is a warm spirit, suitable for any convivial occasion. We are happy to share it with you. Hudson Baby Bourbon is the first bourbon distilled in New York. And the year on this one's 2016, batch 4, bottle number 3926. 46% alcohol by volume. Age under 4 years is what it says, in American oak. Handmade and bottled by, and you're going to have to, if you people just have to bear with me, I'm going to call it Tuttletown Spirits, Gardner, New York. Anyway, and when I was researching or looking a little bit of it up, it says made with 100% New York corn. I guess some of it in the past was made with 100% corn. That was it on the mash bill. In Fred Minnick's book, I looked it up, and he gave a 90% corn and 10% malted barley, if I remember right. So I'm unsure what the actual mash bill is on it. So take that with a bit of hubris, because who knows? Anyway, but we do know it is very dark colored. Now at Hudson Baby Bourbon, in the Rick House, where they store the barrels, they have bass speakers set up. And those bass speakers are turned up to drive, quote unquote, the sound will drive the spirit into the casks. Hudson Baby Bourbon does an 800 gallon, so they're a small batch, 800 gallons on the blends generally. They also use barrels from 10 to 53 gallons. So they use a wide range of barrels to get to this point. It is really kind of a unique bourbon whiskey. It really is. And it's one I kind of like. I think it's neat. I think it's pretty good stuff. They're owned now by, I want to say William Grant's Sons, but don't quote me on that. They have been bought out by a bigger group at this point. Let's get on with the... It's a fairly oily bourbon. It gives us heavy, narrow legs. They're just now starting to form, and they'll start running. They'll be heavy and narrow. And it's a dark amber chestnut. I mean, it's a deep colored bourbon. It really is, for no longer than it's aged. On the nose, you do get the oak up front on the nose. Then comes behind the oak, you get caramel. I get caramel. I get the vanilla. And then I get a grain, a corn sweetness. That oak is just, that oak is there to stay. That's pretty much it. Oak and vanilla. And then on this one, and the same bottle was from the same batch, just a different bottle. The grain comes through as popcorn. This has such a popcorn flavor to me. And it's not detracting, but it has that kind of popcorn flavor. It is slightly creamy in the mouth. Good, complete coating. Finish goes on. But in the very tail end, there's just a little bit of bitterness from the oak. And it's just in the very end of the finish. You don't really pick it up as it goes through the palate into the finish. But at the very tail end of the finish, I do get a bit of bitterness. Bitterness is kind of a turnoff for me most of the time. And this one, I think if it wasn't for that bitterness at the end of that finish, this would obviously score a couple of grades higher than I'm going to score it. Let's go ahead and do this again. The oak comes away. In this one, the oak comes through initially on the palate in a very good way. Then it transitions into, of course, the caramel and the vanilla. Then the black pepper, that spicy black pepperness kicks in with this one. But then that popcorn, that if you took and you salt and peppered popcorn, put just a little bit of butter, you don't want to douse it in butter, just a little bit of butter on it. You could take this to the movies. You could take that to the movies, forego the popcorn, and have a better movie. Don't do it, because you might get in trouble. But I'm telling you, if you're watching it in your front room, there you go. It would definitely suffice. And that really helps out the finish on this one. I want to give it an 87 out of 100. If that didn't have that little bitterness in the very tail end of it, it would easily be a 90 out of 100. That little bitterness just kind of detracts from me just a little bit. Overall, this is a good bourbon. Although I think it's a bit overpriced by itself. And that is a big detractor, I think, as to why a lot of people don't buy it. But personally, I like it. As long as I can get it for under 25 bucks and these little 375s, I'll have no problem continuing to buy it. So, remember, if the spirit in the glass ain't running from you, take your time, sip, and enjoy it. You'll be better for it, as will we are. Everybody, have a good evening.